Good morning, this is Keith with LVJ Motorsports. Today I'm going to show you how to install my factory auxiliary switches with the F250 auxiliary switch relays that I've modified to work on either an F150 or F250 or any vehicle for that matter. This is what the kit contains. Got a auxiliary switch here. This is the relays from a F250 or Super Duty kit. This is the bracket that I've modified to fit into the Raptor. Comes with an extra 10mm screw. This is the cable that you'll feed through the firewall that plugs into the back of the auxiliary switch. This wire here with the connector, that will go through into the cab also to a key on hot. And then lastly is a ground. Well, not lastly, and then a power cable with a 80 amp fuse in it. This is my 2013 F-150 Raptor. Most of you that know me know that it's not a parking lot queen, so excuse the dirt and grime here. So what's happening today is on this stud here on the computer unit, we're going to be attaching the bracket there. I've already loosened up the ground lug that's up there, and that's where we'll be getting ground. We'll be running the wire around through the vehicle, up through here, and catching our positive up here on top of the battery. This is the relay setup with the fuses in it. One of the things that you need to know is the way the relays or the plugs go into the wires here, when you're changing a fuse or after you've fiddled with it for a little bit as you're installing it, what you want to do is hold onto the wires with one hand and push the fuses in with the other. As you work the wires up and down, these sockets like to shift up and down just a little bit, that it'll loosen up the fuse. Once it's in place, you'll be set. Or if you think you've ever got a blown fuse and you need to check it, just make sure you're holding on to the wires underneath it as you're pushing the fuse in. This is how the bracket is installed. It just bolts onto that single stud. Fixed pretty good here. You can see these holes here. And then I'll slide that bracket down over the top of it here in a second. So you can do this with two hands. So these holes here, slides over the top like that, and just slides down and clicks into place. And that's what it'll look like. There'll be a cover over the top of it. At this point, I've got the unit in. I've got the positive wire run around the perimeter here to a fuse terminal coming around underneath the cover and then tying right into the top of the lug here. The ground wire comes out of the bottom here, up along this way, tied right up to the body ground right there. And then this red wire will pass through that grommet, and I'll show you where that's going to go on the inside of the firewall. And I've got another video out there that shows how to pull wires through this grommet hole. This loomed up wire here, as you can see, it's long enough. It comes all the way from here. And this will pass through the firewall. The surplus will get coiled up under the dash. And then this will plug into the aux switch, and I'll have another video that shows how to remove the dash and install that video, or install the aux switch there. It's also long enough that if you chose to install the aux switch up in the headliner and the sunglass holder, this cable is provided that's long enough to do that. To find a key on power source, the best location is under this right kick panel. And pull out the cover here, pull out the kick panel. I'll do that real quick and then show you which wire. Once you have the kick panel pulled off, you'll see a plug down here, and this is common to all F-150s, but it's this blue wire that is the key on power. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip back some of this tape and put that terminal on right there. So take this piece of this connector and just slide it over the blue wire here. This may take two hands. Once it's slipped over the wire, just slide this end into it, and with a pair of pliers, crimp it down, and then tuck all the wires in, and you'll fold that over once it's crimped in. But that's basically how that goes in, and that will get you key on power, and that will make your system work.